This is Majid with Black Food Time, obviously. So let me just get straight into it. So yesterday, well, last night, I couldn't go to bed. So I was just chilling, couldn't go to bed. So I just decided to pop in, Man of Steel, and watch it again, which led to BVS, and that kind of led to me just kind of getting interested in finding Suicide Squad and watching it again. And after watching it, there's something I noticed about it. The story structure, and pretty much like the way that the DC universe, all the stories they've told so far, one thing I noticed was Superman has been a key figure in the motivations of key characters in all those stories. Man of Steel, of course, was all about him. Batman vs Superman was about how he impacted the world and how he impacted Batman when he showed himself and all that crazy stuff happened during the Dceu event. So when you come to Suicide Squad, you would think that this would be the movie where he wouldn't have anything, he shouldn't be in this. He shouldn't, he could be mentioned, but not in any substantial way. But when you listen to what Amanda Waller is saying, it's really about, this is another thing that is happening because of the existence of Superman, or the previous existence of Superman. So that means that so far, all the DC stories, things are happening simply because Superman showed himself. So that leads me to believe that at least between MOS all the way to Justice League, I think that they're telling a long form story, and I think that what we're not noticing is that actually Superman is he's been the main, kind of like the focus of the entire universe, just very subtly, and actually not subtle, because it's kind of in your face, because actually I'm gonna take that back. No, it's been in your face that this has been a story, like this, their whole world has been unraveling due to the Dceu event, due to the fact that Superman showed himself. So that is why I actually believe that we are gonna get our main Superman, the Superman we know from the comics, that guy. We are gonna get him in Justice League. Think about it. If in Justice League also is happening, the events of Justice League are happening because of the fact that his actions, because of the fact that he sacrificed himself to save mankind. I'm not talking about the movies here. Batman vs Superman is an amazing movie. I love the Ultimate Cut, but no, I'm not talking about movie-wise. I'm talking about story, the story of this universe. I think that maybe I can say that they may have not executed this long story that they're trying to tell well, but it is a good story. They did not. I don't think that they executed well, or they haven't made it apparent. And because of that, I think that that's why we don't get what, we kind of watch these movies and we judge them at face value as it should be. Because when you go watch a movie, you have to go watch a movie and judge the movie as is, as a standalone by itself. And then yes, if it ties into other universes or other worlds or other movies or other characters, that is just the icing on top. That's the icing on the cake. But the main thing should be about the characters that you have in that specific movie. But what I think has happened is Zack has set out this long story, which is why they had Suicide Squad dated before Ayer even came on. That's why they have all these movies dated. I feel like they've plotted out a big long story, and we're headed towards it. And I think they're still going down that course, I think that is why they're kind of they're just patient and they just keep going where they're going. Even though we see that they've been doing a lot of course correction or whatever, we don't know. It's actually all this stuff that they does, course correction stuff that we're saying. Chris Taylor said as much way before the movie came out. The things they're saying now, they're just reiterating things that they already said. Like they already said that the BVS was gonna be the darkest in their universe, and Justice League was gonna become, it's gonna be where we get to the iconic, mythic versions of everybody, where everybody is at their best. Superman is the Superman that we know. Batman, of course, is back to, because that's why they had to take him through that situation. So when we come to Justice League, we're all gonna, that is if they do it right. If they do it right, if I'm right and if my theory is right, because we could totally go in there and it'll just be a crapshoot. And of course I'll come back disappointed and crying. But yeah, I hope that is what's happening. And I kind of believe that's what's happening. So for that, I actually have a lot of hope for the DCEU now. You know, I'm very excited now because I sat down and watched all three. Try it, you're gonna see it. It is one big story. The first one, of course, spoilers if you've not seen MOS, BVS, or Suicide Squad. You know, the first one, all they do is they tell us about this Superman. You know, and another thing I noticed was Superman actually is the Superman that we know, just not to us, because we're looking at the story through his eyes, right? But the thing is, that's not what we want to do. You know, as a fan, I don't want to know the inner turmoils of Superman. You know, I love that movie, but I understand why fans don't like it, because as a fan, when we see the image, like this is it. It tells you everything you need to know about this guy. So, despite the fact that I love Man of Steel, I do get why a lot of fans are mad about that. You know, but when you look at the way that Amanda Waller talks about Superman, it means that in that world they actually see him what we do. We just haven't seen it because we've been following him while he's been moping. But, you know, when we actually wanted to be part of the other people, we wanted to see him just like the way Amanda Waller sees. She's over there talking about if Superman didn't have our values and stuff like that. Yeah, we want to see that. If you guys feel like that about him, we want to feel like that about him too. We don't want to be the one in his head. We want to be out there like you. We don't want to know that he's suffering. We don't know that he's tortured. We just want to know that, yo, if something goes bad, this dude is gonna show up and fix shit. And if he'll talk to you. He'll take time out of his day to talk to a little girl that's trying to jump off, a building. Little things like that. Little small things, like he talks, that's the other thing. He actually talks. Superman talks, and so I hope that when they bring him through to the Justice League, he can actually talk. Like, he's not a goofy dude, but from when you read the comics and then even like when you watch the Superman animated series and all that, he's got wit. Like he's actually funny, very nice guy, kind of like an average, kind of all around guy, Clark Kent. He's a cool dude. And when Superman is flying around, he's actually very cordial with people. Like he actually takes pictures with people. He talks to kids and stuff. He goes to schools, little things like that. And that's kind of what I hope that going forward we start seeing. That no one is saying he should be saving little kids all the time. No, we just need one or two scenes just to let us know that in this world he does that. So that even if he's moping and all that, we know, yeah. So we get it. Everybody else sees my Superman, but yeah, we're actually special because we get to see both sides. Why don't you do that? Why can't we have both? Why can't you show us how he feels and then show us how the world sees him, so that we get the best of both worlds? But I really, really think that just from sitting here watching these movies back to back, I actually think that that is the plan that they have. I believe that, and I'm of course I'm gonna be sorely disappointed if I turn out being if I end up being wrong come next November, but yeah, and why even reinforces that is the fact that yes, they have to tell Wonder Woman's story, but you could have still told the same. I mean, they did the Wonder Woman animated did it in present day, so I think they did not want Wonder Woman to mess with that long form story that they're telling. That is this Superman story. That is this this outsider that came from another planet and changed the entire world. Like, he changed Earth, because just him showing up is the reason why Bruce Wayne went through a certain crucible. Him showing up is the reason why Amanda Waller, decided that if we don't have this guy to protect us anymore, we have to have a contingency plan. That means that's how much he's impacted the globe. So I really want to see that, and I hope that is what they're going for. And just a few days ago, Deb Snyder was interviewed, I think, from Mark Hughes, great guy, shout out, and she had said that, her husband is a big, huge fan of Joseph Campbell, and watching them back to back, it makes sense. It makes sense. Like, you actually see Superman, people miss Superman. Like, how like in Batman vs Superman, you didn't like, yeah, we felt it, but you didn't feel it really. Like, you felt it, but not everybody. Well, personally, everybody did, but for me, some people did, some people didn't. Some people got mad. For me, I did feel it a little bit, but I thought it could have been executed way better. I wanted to see if I watch a movie and Superman dies, and one of the biggest Superman fans I know, probably the biggest, if I watch a movie with Superman and he dies and I'm only sad and I don't cry, you're not doing your job. You did not tell that story well. That's all I'm saying. So for me, that's one thing that did not work for me in BVS. But you know, I hope that just looking back at it, going back to watch all three of them, there's a bootleg version of them. I'm not an advocate for bootlegging. I'm just saying I found one online, and you know, yeah. So I watched all three last night. I still haven't gone to bed yet. So who knows? I might just be talking out of my ass right now. But hey, that's what I found out after watching it. If you like this video, don't forget subscribe. I'm gonna be giving away one of these next month. So subscribe, comment, share. You could be lucky winner of one of these. I'm actually getting new ones and getting a new apartment. So I'm gonna give these three away in the course of 3 months. So every month for the next 3 months, someone is gonna win one of these. This month I'm giving away Batman The Dark Knight Returns Deluxe Edition with both the DVD, Blu-ray, and digital, digital code. So if you want to win that, I'm going to be choosing the winner on August 27th, and then I'll announce it on the 30th. Subscribe right now, comment, share it with your friends, you know, find my Facebook, you know, like it, interact with me, let's talk, let's discuss this topic, let's talk about the DCU. If you're, you know, do that, and one of you is going to be lucky enough and will get one of those. Or if you're lucky, you actually will get one in a few days, which is the Batman The Dark Knight Returns Deluxe Edition. So see you guys later. I hope everybody has a good day. Peace.